Welcome back to World Pride, right here on UBCTV. This is Tym Moss, and I am here with the man of the month. I'm telling you, it's not only New York City Pride, it's World Pride and the 50th anniversary of Stonewall. And the man who is bringing them all together is Frederick right here. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes here because I know how busy this month has got to be for you.
It's crazy. I've never experienced anything like it.
Right. Well, again, New York City Pride is big enough, but then you add Stonewall 50 and World Pride. That's people from all around the world that are going to be attending. Can you tell us a little bit about World Pride as a separate entity?
Yeah, so it's kind of a newer concept. It's only been around since 2000. Mostly been in cities in Europe or Canada. So it's the first time it's ever been hosted in the United States, and it's really exciting because it is this really monumental anniversary, which is the 50th anniversary of Stonewall. So, we knew going into it, we bid on it in 2015, won the bid, and have been working towards this moment ever since. And it's been really exciting. Think of it as like the Olympics to Pride. So more people, more events, even bigger programs. So we're really excited to be able to bring it to everyone this year.
So it's kind of like New York City Pride magnified a few times.
Times 20, right? Yeah, times 50 actually. So I mean, on a given year, we see about 2.1 million people. We're expecting to double that, so about 4 to 4.5 million over the course of the last 2 weeks of June, pretty much.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And I mean, I cannot imagine all of the work and all of the people that it takes to create something like this for here in New York City.
Yeah, I mean, it's we have a very lean team. We have about a staff of 12, but mostly volunteer run. So anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 volunteers that help bring the events to life. So it's a pretty scrappy team, but we are really passionate about the cause, and I think that we're really excited to be able to create these really amazing memories for people.
Absolutely. Well, there are many events, there are many just different things that are happening. For example, this mural behind us, which is Buff Monster is the artist, and this is one of several that's going on. Can you explain what these represent?
Yeah, so we worked with HSBC and Macy's to create this kind of groundbreaking program called the World Pride Mural Project that brings together 50 artists from around the world and locally to paint public murals throughout New York City and all 5 boroughs. So you'll see them pop up throughout New York City. If you go to worldpridemuralproject.org, you'll see our kind of microsite that gives a full rundown of all the various artists, the locations, and the finished murals. Some are in flux right now, so you'll see them kind of pop up as the month goes on throughout June.
Yeah, so that's going to be in all 5 boroughs. So everybody keep an eye out for murals that are popping up. And what do they represent?
So, it's a mix. It's really dependent on what the artist feels, but we have kind of abstract art, but we also have kind of historic art. So we have murals with Sylvia Rivera, Marsha P. Johnson. So it's a lot of different murals, kind of dependent on what you like. And so I think that's what I really like about the project is that it fits all different types of artistic interests.
Well, you mentioned Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, and can you explain about the two of them and how that started the Stonewall Revolution, which started the LGBT movement, which led to today, where we're at?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're so important to our history, right? So important so much that the city just announced last week that we were a part of, that there are going to be monuments that are put up in New York City representing the two of them. And I think that they were so instrumental in the movement within Stonewall that they provided a voice specifically for trans women of color, and we can't forget the kind of impact that they had, and the fact that trans women of color really drove the narrative towards equal rights for our community. And so it's important to remember our history. It's important to remember these figures that have made an impact on the movement. And we're going to do our little ways of representing them throughout the programming, throughout our initiatives like the Mural project that you'll see throughout the month of June.
Yes, wonderful. Now, another thing, the apology that came a few days ago, that just took me so by such surprise, but the timing was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we had been really kind of communicating with NYPD for the last year to really implement. I think that it's so important given this really historic year, and we're so happy that the NYPD finally recognized that and apologized for this really heinous treatment of LGBTQIA plus individuals given that year. And so we're so thrilled that the commissioner finally acknowledged it, and we were so happy to be a part of that apology.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's so many exciting things and amazing moments that have led up to this incredible celebration. Now, let's talk parties. Okay, we have got World Pride, the opening ceremony out at the Barclays Center.
Yeah,
Can you on Wednesday, June 23rd, I believe.
26th.
Or 26th, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be actually a big fundraiser for our community. So we have 3 organizations, SAGE, Ali Fournier Center, and Immigration Equality, that will all benefit from the proceeds of the sales of that event. So we have Sierra, we have a hosted by Whoopi Goldberg, Cyndi Lauper, Todrick Hall, Shaka Khan. So it's going to be a full ceremony that is going to be one for the history books. I think that we've never created a show of this caliber, and I think that people are going to be really surprised and really happy with the end product there.
Absolutely. I mean, what a night, and that's just to kick off World Pride. Right.
Yeah, so I mean, so many other events. We ourselves are doing about 25 events that all live within that last 2 weeks of June. Specifically for hosting World Pride, you have to create an opening ceremony, a closing ceremony, and a human rights conference. So the human rights conference will be on Monday and Tuesday of that main week, but the closing ceremony is in an iconic location, Times Square, hosted by Margaret Cho, which is such a iconic comedian for our community, along with Melissa Etheridge, MNEK, and Jake Shears. So lots of different artists at that event, and it's free. So it's free for anyone to attend. We also have VIP tickets, but anyone that wants to attend, they just have to register.
Yes, and in Times Square, only in New York, baby.
I mean, it's such an iconic location. Like, we knew going into this year, we wanted to make World Pride so unique to the New York experience, and I think that we've done a good job of doing that.
Yes, absolutely. And now Pride Island. And your little performer there.
Yeah, so we renamed the Dance on the Pier a couple years ago to be called Pride Island. I think that it's been really successful for us. It's allowed us to diversify the musical genres that are represented at that event, the kind of interests that and kind of individuals that want to participate in that event. So Saturday, we have some really great names like Kim Petras, who else? Grace Jones is the headliner. Some big names. Tiana Taylor. And then Sunday we have none other than Madonna.
Madonna.
Both days are sold out, so unfortunately we have no more tickets. But those that were lucky to get tickets, we're going to make it the best event I think anyone's ever seen.
Absolutely. And then, of course, on Sunday is the magnificent parade, the march. Tell us about the march, because you've rerouted also.
So we changed the direction of the march. So it'll start at 23rd and 5th and go downtown, go across on Christopher, and then up on 7th. And end at 7th and 23rd. We have about 160 floats. 75% are nonprofit groups, which I think is an important note to kind of hit on. And we have about 150,000 participants within the event this year that are registered. So we are anticipating the event to potentially go 12 hours. So 12 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Right.
So stay there, get your seat. and settle in because it's going to be a really long but really magnificent day.
Absolutely. Now, how many entries? How many entries are there?
I think we have about 750 groups
Oh my
that
goodness.
have registered. So it's going to be really astounding. I mean, definitely probably the largest Pride event in human history. So it's going to be so cool.
Absolutely. This is, and it's, you could just feel the energy building here in New York. Now, the pre-planning, you had said that you have been planning this for several years now, correct?
Yeah, so we had a committee in place back in 2009 to kind of think about how do we create this really important anniversary for the 50th anniversary of Stonewall. And so we've been thinking about it for the last 10 years, essentially. We bid on World Pride in 2015. We started really creating the kind of identity for it back in 2013. So it's been a long journey to get to this point. So we're really proud to kind of finally get it off the ground and show the world what's been in our heads for so long to finally have it come to the surface.
I was just going to say, because now isn't it almost to the point where you just got to kind of let it go like a child and let it be what it is?
Yep, you kind of have to just come to the realization that it's going to be what it is, and you've done your best at creating this really amazing moment.
Absolutely.
And we're really excited because we think it's going to be the best year yet.
Absolutely. And again, especially in this time, that what we're experiencing, and especially like the trans within the military getting kicked out, and there's just so much turbulence going on. I really think that this is just going to be a monumental celebration. It's something that we all need to do, is unify, come together, celebrate each other.
Yeah, I mean, Pride in its essence is a form of resistance, right? So, just participating in Pride shows the world that we're here in force, that we want to talk about the issues, that we want to talk about things that are affecting us. Trans women of color, there's already been 8 murders this year alone for trans women of color. And so we as a community have to come together and talk about the issues. And Pride is that one time of year where we are united as one community to really kind of talk about what matters to us and what rights we deserve.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I congratulate you on all your successes, all your hard work for years, and which is going to culminate this month. And it has begun. There have been a lot of things that have already started. So Chris Frederick from New York City Pride, which and also World Pride this year, and also Stonewall 50. It's just everywhere you look is celebrations and rainbows.
Yeah, happy Pride, everyone. Everyone come out and celebrate the best way possible. So go to worldpride.org and learn more about everything that we're doing for this year.
And Chris, I just want to say thank you to you and your staff, not only for this incredible year, but for every year, for all you do all year through. We are so grateful
Thank you so
and
much.
appreciative.
Thank you so much, Tim. Thanks so much.